Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new demo. We have quite a few things to check out today. First up, we're going to have a look at the new Wizards Vault rewards for the new season. The new season will last for 112 days. So that means on February 27th is going to be the next Secrets of the Obscure drop. The new part 3 of 4. Looking forward to that. So let's have a look at the new unique things. We're going to start off with the Arcane Flow Infusion for 375 Astral Acclaim. Let's grab that. We have the new Sanctified Helm, which looks pretty cool. The Cape. Ooh, that is quite nice as well. The leggings. And that is all the new Sanctified Armor. We also have the Dark Sanctified Weapons. So here's the Torch. Oh, sorry, that's the Warhorn. Sorry. Here is the Torch. That's pretty cool. Got the Sword. Quite nice. The Staff. Also very cool. The short bow. The shield. Looks very stabby, that shield. Here is the scepter. Quite nice. The rifle. The mace. The longbow. The hammer. Quite a hefty hammer, that one. Got the great sword. We have the focus as well. Here is the dagger. And finally, the axe. Ooh, I like that axe. Nice. So that's the Dark Sanctified Weapons. And bar the unique items, it's very, very similar down here. We have the new Legendary Weapon Starter Kit for Set 2. This time we have Quip, Bolt, Predator, and Moot for 1,000, and I think everything else is the same, with the same amounts. I think one more armor chest, I think. I'm not sure. But very similar altogether. So let's see what the Arcane Flow Infusion will look like. We can put it onto our cape here. So it gives plus 5 power, plus 9 agony resistance. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Kind of a ghosty exterior. Nice. Alright, well let's move on to the new Black Line chest then. This time around we have the Gilded Excavations chest, which comes with the mini red Griffon. The uncommon weapon set is the Venom Bite, and we have the personal gyrocopter returning, as well as the Exalted Mining Tool in there, which hopefully we'll have a look at. We have the Bright Inquisitor weapons in rare with the Glyph of Timekeeper and the Glyph of Reaping. Black Line statuettes always there, of course. Got Orion Truffle, Platinum Mining Node, Ghost Pepper Harvesting, and Elderwood for our gathering materials. So we have 25 keys. Let's see if we can get the new Exalted Mining Tool with 25 keys. Here we go. Primordius die kit, some Transmutation charges. Got some Lion's Arch Survivor die kits. We got End of Dragon's material bags still, not onto Secrets of the Obscure materials. Jormag die kit. We got heavy crafting bags there, not too bad. Some large crafting bags there. 7 keys in. Another Primordius die kit. What did we get this time? Revive Orb. Ooh. Got a Jormag die kit. Got another Primordial one there, I think. Yeah, that's some more materials. This time we got the Lion's Arch Survivors. Another Jormag. Oh, a guaranteed wardrobe unlock this time. At least it's something new. Some more statuettes. Metabolic Primer. We got the Kralkataric die kit. Jormag die kit again. Oh, what's this? Oh, a Black Line claim ticket. Not the worst. We can have a look if there's new weapons. I don't know if there is yet. I haven't checked. Got Croc-Tark die kit again. 4 more keys there to go. We got a commemorative coin. 2 more keys after this one. Revive Orb and more materials. More materials for End of Dragons and a Revive Orb. Last key. Oh. Oh, that's not great. First off, is there new weapons? Vine Lord, Edgebloom. No, they're the same. So they are. And we don't have enough for a golden key, so we can't try again. But we can, of course, try again for the mining pick with the next chest. Here's what it looks like. Have a look at that one more time. Here's what it looks like. And it doesn't seem to come with a glyph, which is a bit of a shame. Right, let's break down our chest loot. Here we go. Okay, starting off with the dyes. We got Winter Frost, which is 12 copper. Got Grey dye. 18 silver to 27 silver. That's not too bad. Especially for a fine. 26 copper for Pastel Lemon. Fog dye, we got 19 to 23 silver. That's pretty good too. Winter Breeze dye. Got 11 to 20 copper. And then Rose Ice dye. 20 to 23 copper. Midnight Rose dye, which you don't actually have yet. 2 to 4 silver. Purple Ice dye. 74 copper. Sherbert dye. 60 copper. Sea Frost dye. 41 copper. Got Scorched dye. Which is 7 gold. Not too bad. Bloody Red dye. 15 gold. Ooh. Nightshade, which is 87 silver. And finally, Mint Frost, which is 80 silver. Let's get rid of the transmutation charges. And we'll move on to the End of Dragons materials. Not too shabby there. Go on to the large crafting bags. 25 claws, 11 dust, 19 venom sacks, 19 bones, 8 scales and 6 fangs. And then the heavy crafting bags. 2 totems, 5 scales, 2 fangs, 1 claw, 2 venom sacks. Finally onto our unlocks. Let's start with the guaranteed, which we got the Dredge Double Horn. Onto the weapon unlock, the Astral Kopesh. Is that from... I don't think so. I think that's a long time ago. I think. Onto the armor unlocks. We got the Flame Legion Helm. We got the Commander Chausses. Stag Greaves. Firstborn Gloves. A lot of cultural armor today. I think Stag and Firstborn are cultural. Tempest Gaze. Please don't tell me that's a login one. I think it is. I'm not sure though. And a heavy antique shoulder pads from End of Dragons, I believe. And there we go. That is this chest. Next up we have the Arcane Delights Mount Pack. Here we go. 15 mounts. Let's see what we have. The Primal Maguuma Feathered Manticore. We have the Glacial Wolf. It's pretty cool. The Darkmist Tigris. The Primal Maguuma Feathered Raptor. Also pretty cool. Brushtail Nian for the Warclaw. The Armoured Wolf. Not too shabby. He needs a little bit more armor, I think, around, especially here. Ooh, the Spinetail Nian. That's really cool. I like how it's asymmetric. The Blazing Manticore. He's pretty cool too. Ooh, we got a turtle. The Aurora Blessed Tigris. Very nice. The Blazing Feathered Raptor. Southsun Feathered Raptor. Glacial Cuckoo. The Mountain Hopper Manticore. The Star Blessed Turtle. And the Striped Cuckoo. I think that's all of them, isn't it? It is indeed. Okay. Time to go through all of these and check out the die channels. Here we go. First up we have the Blazing Feathered Raptor. Looks very nice. Bit of a flaming trail behind it as you go. No unique engage or mounting / dismounting animations. Let's have a look at the die channels. The default here is Shadow Abyss on top and below. Default here is Shadow Abyss on the top two layers with Shadow Abyss and Destroyer Orange down below. So here is pure Shadow Abyss. Everything looks to be dieable. In the top left, it seems to be the main regular body of the Raptor, as well as the little flags hanging off the armor. Top right seems to be all the feathers along the feathered Raptor, as well as the detail on the flags there. Bottom left seems to be all of the armor, as well as a little bit of a highlight, it seems, on his face. Is that meant to be his eyes, maybe? Perhaps. But it's mainly the armor and the saddle there. And bottom right is the aura, as well as the tips of the little flags, all the burning bits on the flags. Nice little touch. Here's our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Looks pretty diverse. No. So you can kind of see all the colors across the board. Green. So the top right layer, the green layer, seems to be what has the least amount displayed, but still get a little bits of it there. I think it's on the tail as well. Alright, on to our next Raptor. Here we go. Next up we have the Primal Maguuma Feathered Raptor. Look very cool. Be a little bit more aggressive than the last one, I don't know. Very nice indeed. The dies here we have Cocoa and Carnage Orange on top, with Midnight Blue and Tarnished Steel down below. Here's pure Shadow Abyss. It seems like everything bar the saddle is dieable. There doesn't seem to be a unique engage skill or mount up dismount. I'll try it again with dies on. I should have done that faster. Anyway. Top left, again, is the main body of the Raptor. A little hint of the tails and the kind of eye socket area. Top right is designed through the feathers and then the belly and the inner part of the hind... Oh, and forward legs. Or they're more arms, aren't they, than legs. Bottom left is the main body of all the feathers. And bottom right is just the crown, the little helmy armored part. I guess it's probably bone or something. In lore, it looks like it's actually part of the Raptor, not put on top. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. The eyes are not dieable, neither is the saddle. And yeah, that's definitely part of the Raptor, so it's more of a evolutionary armored piece, I guess, for probably they peck at each other. And that's to protect their noggins. Yeah, there is no unique dismount, mount up, and engage skill. No. Unfortunately. But there is the Primal Maguuma Raptor. Let's move on to the Southsun Raptor. Here we go. Here is the Southsun Feathered Raptor. Looking pretty cool. The color's a bit more vibrant here. Purple and green. Looks a bit more like an awakened raptor. You know what I mean? That armor on the front. Is that just me? That is, I did put the right Raptor on, didn't I? I did. Because that's a bit more intricate. Just a little bit. Anyway, okay. Stop being distracted. Doesn't seem to be any trail effect on this one. I like that they all have different sound effects. It is nice. But nothing too different about this guy. He's a bit more of a regular old raptor. Let's have a look at his dyes. We have daffodil and grape on top with tangerine and jalapeno down below. Full Shadow Abyss tells us that everything bar some of the leather armor, it seems, is dyeable. Top left again, main body of the raptor, as well as some of the banners and flags hanging from his armor. Top right is the outside layer of those flags. We've got the armoring and some of the feathers, if not all the feathers. Bottom left is the main part of the armor. Sorry, bottom left is the sort of outer layers of all the armor, holding it together, as well as the neck, a bit of the belly and eyes. Bottom right is the rest of the feathers, it seems, as well as some patterns along the skin. Here's our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. I like how the bottom right layer blends with the skin. Pretty nice blending over, I think. Some gradients here should be quite nice, if done well. Okay, on to the springers now. Okay, we're going to start off with the Glacial Cuckoo. A little bit of an aura, a frost aura. The sound effects don't seem to have changed, at least for the voice of the cuckoo. It's a little bit of an icy effect when you mount up and dismount. It's very nice. I like the icicles along the beak there. They're a nice touch. And some of the feathers are icicles too. Oh, and the saddle as well. Nice. The dyes here, we have Resolution with Pastel Winter on top, and then Robin and Breeze down below. Full Shadow Abyss tells us everything but the sort of trim on the saddle there is dyeable. Top left seems to be... That's pretty cool actually, just on its own, but it's parts of the body all across the board. Some of the tail, mainly around the tips of the wings there, and the eyes. Top right is mainly the belly as well as the tips of the tails. Bottom left is mainly around the head and beak area, as well as underneath the wings and the base of the tail. Bottom right seems to be all of the ice bits, the eyes, and the sort of frost aura. Here is our contrasting layer. So we have blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. The bottom right layer has a lot of sort of frosty bits all across the belly. It looks really cool. Very nice overall. Let's head to the striped cuckoo. And here we have the striped cuckoo. A bit of weirdness on the walk speed there. Don't jump into the water again. It's like there's an overlap between the neck and the head. Bit odd. Looks fairly nice though. Bit more of a simpler design. Nothing unique. Oh, wait, maybe there's a hint of purple there? Is that from the Springer? We'll find out. Let's have a look at the dyes. I don't think it is. There's no purple on the Springer. So the defaults are grapefruit and pastel honey on top with mahogany and lime ice down below. Full Shadow Abyss, everything bar the saddle seems to be dyeable. Top left is all the feathers on the back of the cuckoo. Top right are the feathers at the front bar the pattern through the belly, as well as around the neck and the tips of the wings and tail there. Bottom left seems to be the pattern through the belly, a layer of feathers on the wings, the tip of the head, the top of the head, and the tail feathers too. And bottom right is just the eyes. Now perhaps that will affect the engage skill. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left. And will that have changed things? No, it's just purpley. I'm not sure quite why. If I do everything not purple, what's the opposite of purple? Green? Still a hint of purple. Okay. Right, let's move on to the Jackal next. We're going to start off here with the Glacial Wolf. Looks pretty cool, very broad at the front there. It's like a blast of chill hit him from ahead. Kind of spread his fur back, forming icicles. Nice custom ability effect. However, it shows the cherry blossom from the Vulpine. I think it's the Vulpine models that have that. Shame they couldn't dye that to be blue or something just to make it appear like ice. Some custom sound effects there as well, which is always nice to see. The default dye is Summer Sky and Pastel Winter on top with Sapphire and Breeze down below. Is that a glacial effect added to the idol? That's pretty unique, I think. Nice. Full Shadow Abyss, everything appears to be dyeable here, except it's a little hint of gold on the saddle. Top left is the ears, the snout, the hind legs, a bit of the tail. Oh, and the front legs as well. Top right is the main body, especially the belly, underside, and tail. Bottom left is the top of the body. So going from the nostrils down the back, the leather part of the saddle, and the top of the tail there. There is. That's pretty nice. And bottom right is the part of the saddle, the icicles, as well as the glacial aura. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. The aura effect is affected by the green and orange layers, which is top right and bottom right. Very cool Raptor. Very nice jackal design altogether. Let's move on to the armored jackal. Here we go. Or wolf, I should say. And here is the Armoured Wolf skin. Let's just let him finish this idol. Looking very nice. I like the default dyes here. They're quite good, if you get me, but you can easily swap out the blue for red and make it a bit more sinister, perhaps. I like the bit of chainmail there as well. Very cool overall. Okay, I've got the blossom there on the teleport skill. It's a shame you can't, or they can't, turn that off and on, depending on what they want, or change the dye of it. Let's have a look at our dyes. So we have Midnight Sky and Refresh on top, with Walnut and Starry Night down below. Full Shadow Abyss looks like this. You get a bit of a cool look to the armor, but the wolf is a bit too dark. Everything seems to be dyeable, which is nice. Top left is the majority of the fur, the base, underside of the tail, the rear and front legs, a lot of the face area. Top right is the top layer of the tail, top of the head, and the kind of bushy bits of the legs. If that makes sense. Bottom right is the trim of the armor, which that with Shadow Abyss there looks pretty cool. And bottom right is the fill of the armor, and that also looks pretty cool. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Parts of the saddle aren't dyeable, but the majority of it is. Again, the teleport seems to be defined by the top right and bottom right. All in all, pretty nice. Next up, we're on to the Warclaws. Here we go. We're going to start off with the Brushtail Nian, which looks pretty cool. Very cool indeed. Doesn't seem to have any unique engage skill or mount and dismount. Let's have a look at the dice. Default is Apricot with Ebony and Nectar and Lava down below. Full Shadow Abyss and everything bar the saddle is dyeable, which is nice, and parts of the saddle are dyeable. Cool little emblem there. Top left we have some of the scales across the body, the underside of the tail, and some pattern on the tendrils. Top right is a layer through the mane, as well as the kind of opposite of the top left, if that makes any sense. So the inverse of it, more so. Bottom left is the main part of the mane, as well as some highlights throughout the entire body. The top of the tail and the hair at the end of the tail there. And bottom right is mainly just around the face, the belly, and some pattern through the scales. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. That's how they all blend together. Right, on to our next skip. This time we have the Spinetail Nian, which looks really, really cool. One of the more unique skins we've gotten in this set. I really like the asymmetrical head on it. Very, very cool. A little bit of an aura there. That's my own, isn't it? That's the infusion. Never mind. But it looks really, really nice. The dyes, we have cherry and honeysuckle on top with midnight fuchsia and honey down below. Pure Shadow Abyss, everything seems to be dyeable, which is great, bar parts of the saddle, and it looks like the mouth too. Top left is the majority of the scales. Top right seems to be around the mouth and belly, and then the pattern on each leg. Bottom left is all the horns, as well as the sort of fins here, and some of the scales in the front of the paws, or front of the legs I should say. Bottom right is the scales from the top of the head down the tail, as well as part of the saddle, but not all. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Looks like you can dye the eyes, can you? Unless it's that layer that does it. Oh, you can. Nice. The top left affects the eyes. And there we go. Let's move on to the next mounts. I think we'll do the turtle next and then go to Skyscale and Griffon. So here is the Star Blessed Turtle skin. Again, having the image just always face towards you. I've never really been a huge fan of these. Bit of an effect as you move, but the engine is still the same old green jade thrust. Alright, let's have a quick look at the turrets, see if they are any different here. I'm gonna fire it by the tree. And they are just default, which is a shame. So the defaults are Orchid with Golden Lime, Electro Blue, and Red. Full Shadow Abyss, most things here are dyeable, not everything. Top left seems to be underneath the shell, the tail there, the little crystally armored bits on all the paws. Top right is the sort of starry aura, the tips of the cannons there, some designs along the shell. Bottom left seems to be the main glow aura, sort of like the polysaturating infusions. Bottom right is part of the shell as well as the intricate design on top there. Here is our contrasting dyes: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right, which is also the sort of dragon part on top. It's just gone more of a yellowy color there. And there we have that. Again, not my favorite sort of mount style, but there we go. Let's move on to the Griffons and the Skyscales. So we're going to start with the Primal Maguuma feathered Skyscale. Looking very nice. Yellow and brown, not too bad of a combo. Unique engage skill? No, there is not. And there's not a unique mount or dismount skill, which is a shame. Pretty cool though. I like the broken horns. Again, the asymmetry is quite nice. Let's have a look at the dyes. So defaults, we have Midnight Fire, Harvest Gold, Antique Gold, and Deep Maple. Here is pure Shadow Abyss. Seems like everything but the teeth are dyeable. Is the saddle dyeable? I think it is. There doesn't seem to be a saddle. Top left seems to be the main part of the feathers, especially around the outside, leaving the center still remaining black. Top right seems to be feathers on the wings, along with those sort of tendrils and the scales on each of the paws. Bottom left is the sort of skin layer on the wings and the belly there, as well as the feathers around the sort of jawline. And bottom right is all of the horns and talons, I suppose, be the nice term there. Here is our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. The bottom left has a lot to play with here. Pretty cool. Very nice overall. Let's move on to the next Skyscale. Here we go. So next up we have the Mountain Hopper Manticore Skyscale. Bit more armored than the last guy, looking pretty cool. Doesn't seem to have a unique mount up or dismount or engage skill, which is a shame. But looking very nice all the same. Very cool indeed. The default dye is Midnight Red and Chocolate on top, with Refresh and Brass down below. Full Shadow Abyss, and everything bar the saddle is dyeable. Top left seems to be all the horns and the sort of arm parts of the Skyscale. Top right is the sort of skin layer of the wings, as well as some feathers across the board and some of the scales on the legs there. Bottom left is the skin and feathers on the underside of the mount, it seems. And bottom right is all of the armor, as well as tips of the horns there, which are armored, and some sort of kind of bloodlines through the skin flaps of the wings. Here is our contrasting layer. Oh, that does look pretty cool, actually. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. A lot of variety going on the underside of the Skyscale, which is pretty cool. Bit more simple up from above. But very nice overall. Let's move on to our final Skyscale now. The Blazing Manticore. Very cool. Bit greeny, which is a bit odd, but looking very nice altogether. No unique mount up or dismount or engage skill, though this was probably the least likely to have a unique engage skill because it would, the default stock option works pretty well. The dyes here: Shadow Turquoise with Ruby on top, and Iron and Destroyer Orange down below. Here is full Shadow Abyss. Everything seems dyeable bar the saddle. Top left seems to be the majority of the head and the front of the wings, as well as the tip of the tail there, and a little bit of the feathers under the saddle. Top right seems to be the majority of the wings and the legs, as well as around the mouth. Bottom left seems to be the armor part of the Skyscale, as well as some embers going through the aura and the eyes. And bottom right is the main flame effect of the Skyscale. And here is our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Bit less variety on the wings of this Skyscale, but looking pretty good all the same. Okay, let's head on to the Griffons now. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the Darkmist Tigris. Here we are. Got a bit of an aura there. The engage skill, as well as the mount up and dismount, seem to be just default yet again. Let's get a look at the glide. Looking fairly nice. Default dyes here: Zaf with butter on top, deep glacial teal, and freshen down below. Here is pure Shadow Abyss. It seems like everything is dyeable, which is great to see. Top left is one of the mist layers. Top right is a sort of a highlighty layer, as well as the aura there. Bottom left is the collar and saddle. Bottom right is the eyes and the fill of the collar and saddle. Here is our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. And that's how they all interact with each other. Alright, let's move on to our final mount. Here we go. And finally we have the Aurora Blessed Tigris. This one looks very nice with stock colours, the default colours. Bit of an aura, bit of some nice sound effects there. However, the mount up, engage, and dismount are all just the regular old versions. Let's have a look at the glide. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at the dye channels. So default is Shadow Blue with Cyan, and then Underworld and Lavender down below. Full Shadow Abyss, and everything seems to be dyeable. Top left is most of the Griffon, actually. A bit of the aura there too. Top right is more aura and the sort of sparkles. Bottom left is even more of the aura and sparkles. And bottom right is a highlight layer throughout with some sparkles. And the little gemstone at the front there. And the armor fill too. Here is our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Kind of hard to see, but you can see it in the trail effect there the most. And from below it's a bit easier. Pretty cool though. Well, that is the new Arcane Delights Mount Pack. Pretty cool across the board. Did I leave any in the right dye colors? Cuckoo, nice. A pretty nice set. I quite like the flaming Skyscale, as well as some of the glacial ones were quite nice. The wolf was quite nice, the Armoured Wolf. Oh, and that Nian. This guy here is pretty cool. They are available in the gem store as per usual. It's 5,100 for the entire set, 400 for a random one, or 1,200 for a select one, with slightly cheaper pricing at 15, which is for all of them, and 5 as well. You can check out this week's giveaway to be with a chance to win the Skyscale skin or Black Lion chest keys. The link for that should be in the end screen. And I am now going to edit this video and then play the new chapters of Secrets of the Obscure. I do hope you enjoyed today's demo. Leave a like if you did and subscribe for more in the future. You can join the Discord, the link for that is down below, and you can support the channel through the membership program or with super thanks. Link for those are down below, and thank you to my current supporters. That's it from me for today, so until next time, take care.